Hello everyone, the story I'm going to share today is how monk Ji Gong saved people. In the Song Dynasty, a monk named Ji Gong lived in Lingyin Temple in Hangzhou. One day, Ji Gong was doing his meditation in the temple. He predicted with his supernormal ability that there was a mountain peak flying toward a nearby village. If the mountain peak fell in the village, all the innocent villagers would die. He figured out that the mountain peak would arrive at noon. Worried for the safety of the villagers, he got up very early in the morning and ran toward the village. He knocked on their doors one by one while shouting, "Quick, quick, move out! A mountain peak will fall in the village, and if you do not leave, you will die. Hurry up, or it will be too late." When the villagers found out that the shouting was from Ji Gong, all of them laughed, because Ji Gong always wore rags, held a broken fan in his hand, and kept saying things that no one understood. People called him a crazy monk. No one took his words seriously. This time they thought Ji Gong just playing a joke on them, and no one believed it. An old man got very angry and said, "Crazy monk, are you fooling us to make yourself happy? Think about it. If the mountain can fly freely, why wouldn't the whole sky would be full of mountains?" Ji Gong anxiously said that his claim was true, but people shook their heads and did not take it seriously at all. It was almost noontime. Ji Gong did not know what to do. At the moment, suddenly he heard the sound of a sonar horn coming from the distance. A family was having a marriage ceremony. Ji Gong ran over and saw that the bride and groom were worshipping heaven and earth. The courtyard was full of joy. Almost all villagers came to congratulate the family. Seeing this, Ji Gong had an idea. He pushed away all the villagers around the bride and groom, dashed to the front of the hall, grabbed the bride on his shoulder, and ran away. The bride was worshipping and did not even get a chance to take off his red scarf on her head. When Ji Gong suddenly carried her away, she couldn't help yelling. The villagers were stunned and looked more closely. "Isn't that the crazy monk? He grabbed the bride in front of us." Everyone became angry. Some picked up their shoulder poles. Others waved their hoes or chased them with their ricks. Everyone shouted, "The crazy monk has grabbed the bride! Catch him! Catch him!" People from the whole village chased Ji Gong, carrying the bride on his shoulder. Ji Gong ran more than 10 miles. The villagers followed him closely behind. When it was about noontime, Ji Gong stopped, and the villagers caught up with him. They heavily surrounded him, wanting to give him a good lesson. But as they did so, it became dim and then dark, and the sun disappeared. No one could see anyone else. Only the gusty winds were heard one after another. Then there was a loud sound, like a landslide. Everyone lost their balance and fell to the ground. Soon after, the wind stopped, and the sun appeared again. When the people looked back, a mountain peak had fallen right on their village, which had disappeared completely. Everyone was shocked and looked back at Ji Gong. Only then did they realize that he had saved everyone's life by robbing the bride. However, although their lives were saved, because the mountain peak had crashed the village, they were all homeless. Ji Gong, however, said with a smile, "The bad, evil rich man in the village has been crushed to death. In the future, you don't have to pay rent for your farming. Are you afraid of building a house and living a good life?" People talked about it abundantly. The rich man, who had a bad mentality of watching jokes without helping those in need, had not helped chase the bride, and had failed to escape the disaster. People were about to disperse when Ji Gong said, "Don't go yet. listen to me. Since this mountain can fly over, sooner or later, it will fly away from here. If it flies to another place, it will surely kill many people again. Now, we go to the mountain to dig out 500 stone ahead. Stone ahead will be able to hold the mountain. It will never fly to another place to harm people. Do you think so? When they heard this, they all nodded their heads and started to work immediately. People found their tools, hammered and chiseled, and worked tirelessly all night, and finally chiseled out 500 stone ahead, and the hills and mountains were full of stone statues of Buddhist ahead. However, they were only able to chisel the body of Arhat, and before the eyebrows and the eyes were carved on it, they saw the mountain rumbled and tried to fly away again. People were at a loss as what to do, but Ji Gong immediately said, "I have an idea. Let me do it." He stretched out his hand and scratched his long nails on the face of the stone Arhat, and his eyebrows and eyes took shape. In less than half a day's work, the eyebrows and eyes of the 500 stone Arhat were all carved. The rumbling sound of the mountain disappeared and stayed in the same place. Everyone was amazed at the sight of it, and since the peak was flying, they named it Flying Peak. From then on, the 500 stone Arhat on the Flying Peak firmly guarded the mountain. Thank you very much for listening to the story. More touching stories will be ready for you if you just subscribe it. Thank you again.